All right, well, good morning, everyone. Buenos días a todos. I'm going to get started. Today's main purpose is just check in, see how everyone's doing, and just to make sure that everybody's doing okay. Our primary goal today is we'll be showing a couple of things from the school-wide perspective and a few things at the district perspective, and then I'll just leave the majority of the time open for any questions that you may be having at this point. So I know this is a very difficult time for many of us, and I think that's something that we're working through and just trying to make sure that we can support all of our families and just make sure that all of you are being supported throughout all of this. So a couple of things just to remind you about Zoom if you haven't used it before. On the bottom part of your screen, if you just point your mouse there at the bottom, a couple of icons will pop up. There'll be the mute button, which is probably the most important one for today, as well as the chat button. So if you have any specific questions, if you would like to just go ahead and type your questions here, and that way I can just go through and start answering. And you notice I just wrote in a question and your little chat pop up at the bottom of your screen should have turned orange, and that way you can see that somebody wrote a question. So if you have any questions, you can write them in there. And then at the end, I'll also have some time to just answer any questions with whatever may be coming up. All right, so unas cosas de hoy, lo que somos haciendo, nuestra prioridad es hablar como un resumen de unas cosas que son pasando en el distrito y también como en la escuela y también dar tiempo para cada uno de ustedes para hacer sus preguntas. Sé que somos en una época ahorita que está muy difícil y con eso quiero darles la oportunidad de hablar conmigo acerca de sus preguntas o lo que sea para que podamos estar todos en la misma página. ¿Ok? En eso vamos a empezar ya. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to share my screen with you just to share a couple of different things. And then remember, if you have any main questions, you can go ahead and type them in, and then I'll be seeing those pop up on my screen as we're talking. And if not, then that's fine. We'll have some time at the end, okay? So I'm going to share my screen with you just to do a couple of reminders. First reminder is, of course, we're on spring break right now. So if you've been reaching out to your teachers and they're not answering you at the moment, that's totally within the expectation. We do have a very passionate crew of teachers here at Bostonia, so obviously many of them are answering questions, but the expectation is that they are on spring break, they're with their families, focusing on them until the 20th of April, which is when we're returning back to a digital learning platform, which will be going on through playlists. And so many of you received the email from the district with regards to the playlists and what they look like. If for any reason you didn't receive an email from the district, if you could just write your name into the chat room, and then I'll send you everything as soon as it comes out. Pues la primera cosa es que somos ahorita en tiempo de vacaciones de primavera. Con eso, nuestras maestras están con sus familias y no hay una expectativa que tienen que hacer trabajo acerca de la escuela. De todas maneras, tenemos un equipo muy apasionado y con eso muchas de nuestras están respondiendo, pero con eso no hay una expectativa a este momento que tienen que hacer nada con acerca de la escuela. Con eso, si necesitan ayuda o ocupan ayuda, pueden mandar un correo electrónico conmigo a la wintern@cajonvalley.net y con eso se pueden mandar sus preguntas. If for any reason you send an email my way and I don't answer it immediately, or if time passes and I haven't answered your email, please send it again and just start so that I can see it. I'm receiving a lot of emails each day, and I just want to make sure that I answer all of your questions that come through. A couple of other things just to make sure. I'm going to be continuing with these principal check-ins every week. For now, it's on Mondays and Fridays at 11 o'clock. So this Monday, again, we'll do a little principal check-in just to make sure that everybody's doing okay. The survey, the majority of you have completed this already. Please, if you've not completed the survey, if you can do so, it really is helpful information for us with regards to just checking in and seeing what's going on. Ms. Ugarte, of course, has her counseling services here and resources available. She will be back on as of the 20th of April as well. But if any of you have any emergencies or anything like that coming up, please go ahead and send me an email. I'm absolutely here for you. A couple of other things just to keep aware of. If you are part of the action teams going in for next year and thinking about it, or if you're interested in joining or any along those lines, remember this is with regards to the shift next year of a TK8, and then the conversation regarding the move into a high school TK14 environment. This is a survey that's going to be very helpful with regards to following up with that. So if you could please fill it out, the form is here. And it just asks you a little bit about what are your passions, your main interests, and all of that. And then also below, it shows what the dates are with regards to when the survey, the actual action team meetings will be held. Our next one, as of now, is on the 22nd of April. There's a chance we may do one a little earlier just to make sure that the time frame isn't too long. And of course, these were slides from the meeting. De nuevo, este lunes vamos a tener, y el viernes, cada lunes y viernes desde 11 a 12 de la tarde, vamos a tener tiempo conmigo en cual pueden hacer sus preguntas y con eso, por favor, si se pueden estar presentes, eso sería fantástico para que puedan hacer sus preguntas. También hay una encuesta que se ayuda a la escuela para entender un poquito más acerca de lo que necesita cada persona y cómo podemos apoyar a nuestra comunidad. Además de eso, la consejera, la maestra Ugarte, tiene unos recursos que pueden usar y si hay una emergencia que necesitan ayuda inmediatamente, por favor, se pueden hablar conmigo o con las autoridades acerca de lo que sea de lo que necesitan. Además de eso, si fueron parte de los equipos de acción, pueden participar en eso también o si tienen interés en participando. Hay una encuesta aquí, si pueden hacer el favor de llenarla. Con eso puedo entender un poquito más acerca de sus pasiones y cómo te puede ayudar con todo lo que estamos haciendo. La próxima junta se va a pasar el 22 de abril. Pero si quieren participar más temprano de eso, me pueden decir y con eso podemos hacer más juntas. Con eso, tenemos cada semana, el lunes de cada semana, vamos a tener un boletín que voy a mandar por correo electrónico, lo voy a pasar y poner adentro del Facebook y también en ClassDojo y en Blackboard de All Call. Y con eso, sí, por favor, me pueden decir si no están recibiendo información. Con eso quiero, si pueden hacerme el favor de comunicar en la escuela. Okay? Once more, if you aren't receiving any of the information or weekly newsletters or updates or anything along those lines, just please let me know. Send me an email and let me know how I can support you in any way, okay? Remember, if you have questions, please write them in the chat. I'm just doing a quick summary of different things. Something that you may have received from the district, and I'll show you another page, is, well, probably it looked like this along here. Let's see. Right here. Many of you probably saw this, which was free emergency childcare for health essential workers. And so I just wanted to review that with you, just what that means. At this point, the district has sent out a survey, which is basically to support the district in understanding, first of all, numbers and who is in need. Okay, so if you are an essential worker, a part of the service that the district will be providing will be free emergency childcare for parents of students who are qualified as emergency essential workers. We know that many of our families have to work. I've had many conversations with different parents who have both parents working because they are essential workers and they have to. And so their children are unfortunately in a situation that's very difficult. So the district will be providing childcare. And this is something that they're working through to figure out how to create. So if you can do us a favor and fill out the survey is linked through here, but as well as on the PTA, there's links to it. And that could be something I'll put on the newsletter as well. But if you are an essential employee, and I'll just go quickly over what those are healthcare professionals, emergency, law, food, agriculture, education, energy, water. It's a pretty substantial list, but if you are on that list and you do need some sort of childcare, please fill this out so that we can know the numbers and know how we can support you. And this is definitely something that our district is looking into of how to support you with, okay? A couple other things. Voy a decir en español, perdón. Si requieren ayuda a este punto, si son trabajadores que son esencial para ayudar con emergencias a este momento, hay una lista. Si pueden llenar una encuesta del distrito, en eso son trabajando en asegurar que podemos dar ayuda a los niños durante este tiempo. Y si necesitan ayuda y son también personas que son parte de trabajadores esenciales, si pueden llenar la encuesta para que podamos ayudar en eso. La encuesta voy a poner en el boletín y hay un link ahí en que pueden usar para llegar a esa página. Okay, so a couple other things I just wanted to check in with you about. Part of what I'm looking to do is figure out a way to, when we come back on April 20th, of course, we're going to be going to a digital platform. As of now, we don't have any sort of true set time frame with regards to coming back to school. We're receiving a lot of different time frames, not only at a federal level, right? As you can tell, the conversation at the federal level has shifted quite often, but also at a state level. As of now, the language that we're receiving is an indefinite period, right? Which means it could be another few months, it could be pretty soon, it could be longer than that, right? So at this point, we as a district are shifting to a online platform, a digital distance learning platform. And that's something that'll be going out through playlists, and it'll be something that the teachers will be supporting you and making sure that you're a part of. But what I'd love to think through, and this is something that as parents would be really helpful for me, is that if you have any ideas about fun ways that we can continue to build Lobos pride and continue to work in ensuring that our students feel like they're a part of the school and feel excited to be at school and feel part of everything that we're doing, that's definitely something that I'm working with the teachers on regards to how we can do that in a really strong way. So that's definitely something. If you have any ideas or any brainstorming that you've been thinking about, wow, this would be a really fun thing that we could do school-wide, from spelling bees to dances to lunch with the principal to whatever it is that you think would be worthwhile, definitely send me an email and let me know. These are things that I'd love to get going as of when we come back from spring break. Our goal is to make life as normal-ish as we can for our students, and to make it, even though we're on a different platform, make it feel like we are still part of a wonderful school environment. Si pueden hacerle favor de, si tienen ideas o pensamientos de cómo podemos asegurar que los estudiantes durante esta época se pueden continuar sintiendo que son parte de una escuela increíble y que sienten orgulloso de lo que tienen aquí en la escuela, que son partes de una comunidad de lobos, si pueden compartir sus ideas conmigo acerca de lo que quieren hacer en la escuela. Ideas como almuerzo con el director, haciendo diferentes tiempos en cual los estudiantes se pueden compartir juegos o ideas o lo que sea. Soy aquí pensando de todo eso, y si tienen ideas, por favor, eso sería algo que me va a ayudar un montón. Okay? So right now, those are the main kind of summary of main things right now. I just wanted to share with you a few of the district things that they're sharing with us with regards to essential workers and going through that. But I would love right now to just open it up to all of you if you have any specific questions. The easiest way to do this is, if you have a question, to unmute yourself. Everyone right now is muted. And then just unmute yourself, and you can either write your question in the chat room, or you can unmute yourself and ask your question directly, and just let me know how you're doing and just what's going on, okay? So I'm gonna pause here, and I'm very good at awkward pauses, so I'll just wait for a little bit and see if any questions come up, and then we'll go from there, okay? Lashana, how are you doing? Good? Okay, good. Appreciate it. Okay. And then Lynn and Yareli and Janet and Amanda, I can't see you. So if you have any questions, definitely let me know. But otherwise, you can send that to me as an email, or let me know anything that I can do for you. I know, Amanda, you've got your hands full with a lot going on. So just let me know any way that I can support during this difficult time. Perfect.
Well, you went over a lot of information under our last meeting, and that answered all my personal questions. So I don't know if everyone kind of feels the same way. You seem to be definitely keeping up with all the information. So I feel like I've got everything I need for the time being. So thank you.
Absolutely, no problem. That's super helpful. I can guarantee you that in my 1,200 parents that I have at my school, I'm reaching at about, I would say at this point, about 60% of my parents are actually receiving everything. So I really appreciate it, Jenna, that you were sharing that. Let me know though if you're hearing any parents though that aren't receiving anything, just send their names my way, and that way I can reach out to them.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just saying because right now it seems like our meeting is fairly small compared to what we had last time. There's only, I think, about 7 participants. So
Right, right. And it's something, you know, it's totally fine. And this is absolutely normal. It's a lot of the information right now is repeat, right? Because we're on break. Hola. But just want to make sure that if there is anything in terms of questions, I'm here for you. This is time for you. Bill is asking, hola, how's Thomas doing? Good to see you. So Bill is asking, will there be regular Zoom meetings with Thomas's teachers? The answer to that is yes. The different grade levels are approaching it with what they feel would be most supportive of their students' needs. But per the district mandates, the teachers are performing Zoom meetings with the students weekly. They're also holding office hours. So Bill, once we come back on April 20th, it should feel a little bit more structured. Of course, it's not going to be like a school day, right? Because we can't expect that. We have a lot of parents that have, you know, a lot going on. So it's just, we're doing as much as we can. Y a este punto, lo que estamos tratando de hacer es averiguar exactamente qué vamos a estar haciendo de graduación para los de quinto. Como puedes pensar, tenemos un montón de escuelas que tienen la misma problema. Y con eso tenemos que averiguar algo que sería interesante para los niños, pero también que está adecuado con lo que ellos necesitan y algo que sería muy chulo para ellos, para que se sienten orgullosos de lo que están ahí y participando en algo increíble. Con eso vamos a tener más información. A este punto no sabemos claramente si vamos a tener escuelas cerradas hasta el verano, pero se parece que sí a este punto. Y con eso lo que podemos estar haciendo, y si me puedes ayudar con eso, es empezar a hacer como pensamientos, ideas de cómo podemos hacer graduación de una manera increíble. Okay, eso es lo que quiero también. The question was regarding fifth grade graduation, how are we going to do that, what that looks like. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of schools, not just within our district, but nationwide that are trying to figure this out. You can imagine seniors in high school. This is a really sad thing for a lot of them, right? They're missing out on a lot of fun moments in their lives. So it's trying to figure out how to shift that to a digital platform. As I mentioned before, we don't know at this point how long this is going to last, right? There's many different messages coming down from a federal and state level. So we're just continuously trying to update you on what we find out. And as things change, then we'll absolutely let you know as well. But any ideas with regards to how to make school fun, any activities, anything along those lines, I'm working with my teams on right now. But as parents, let me know your ideas. I really want to do it. Amanda, how are you doing with everything? How's Avon and how's the crew? And if you're still there, let me know. Okay. Y Arely, si me puedes hacer el favor de si hay otras personas que todavía no están recibiendo información de la escuela, si me puedes decir, eso sería algo que me va a ayudar un montón. Si tienes amigas o familias que conoces, eso se me va a ayudar mucho. Okay. Amanda's asking, I assume next year teachers will also adapt to the lack of teaching available because of this. We're all trying to figure out how this is going to be most supportive of our students, right? So the big question that a lot of parents are asking is regarding, will my students all be held back a year because of this? And I think the best answer I can give you for right now is we can't. It's hundreds of thousands of students that would have to do that, right? So that would be a very difficult student statewide and nationwide. So as of now, it seems we're just moving to a digital platform, doing our best to make this as effective as possible. And Amanda, you'll notice a significant jump in the next few weeks with regards to how we're approaching this, right? So it will feel quite different in terms of a much more digital environment for how we're approaching education. That being said, everything that we're wanting to do to support our students is working through right now. So we're trying to create a plan that's going to be very effective. Okay. So definitely I have Avon in my head as I'm working through that. We really want him to continue to work through it, especially with regards to his growth in Spanish. I mean, that's something that has to continue and has to be at a high level. And that's something that I've been working with our teams in terms of thinking through how we're going to do that effectively. Perfect. Ok, si hay más preguntas, se pueden escribirlos ahí en el lado de su chat o se pueden mandarlo conmigo. Ayer los niños van a recibir sus medallas de de los exámenes del año pasado. Del año pasado, y eso es que no reciben sus medallas. A este punto, si no lo recibieron, no sabía de eso, y con eso puedo preguntar, ¿ok? Voy a preguntar a la maestra Ramos, que ha sido cargada con eso, y con eso puedo preguntar acerca de qué pasó, porque no sé, pero podemos encontrar una solución, ¿ok? Con este año, es algo que estoy pensando, es que si podemos continuar y hacer Olimpiadas este año, aunque no estamos haciendo exámenes del Estado, se me parece que todavía podemos hacer algo de una manera digital, en cual podemos hacer competiciones entre los estudiantes y hacer cosas como así. Es algo que sí podemos hacer y tenemos que pensar cuándo y cómo y todo eso. Sí. Okay. Well, at this point, it seems there aren't any major questions coming through, but remember, see, if you have questions, I'll be back on Monday and just checking in. Obviously, let me know if there's any sort of supports that you're needing. Um, um, all of our teachers, just so you're aware, when we come back, we'll be having parent meetings, right? And Zoom meetings, they'll be holding office hours, right? So just a reminder that if you have teachers, you will have the opportunity to work through with them on different questions that you have and work through any main issues that are coming through. But on Monday, remember that I'm sure during the weekend, you'll have more questions that come up. Obviously, you can send those to me in an email, or you can jump in on these little chats. These are absolutely for you, and just let me know if you have any main concerns or questions that come through. A este punto se parece que no hay un montón de preguntas, pero con eso, si piensan en otra pregunta o algo que quieren decir conmigo, compartir, me pueden mandar un correo al winter@cojonvalley.net o pueden esta parte de la junta que vamos a tener este lunes a las 11. Cada lunes y viernes vamos a tener juntas, ¿ok? Y con eso pueden preguntar sus preguntas o lo que sea. Como un recordatorio, cuando regresamos el 20 de abril, los estudiantes van a tener juntas con las maestras y también como padres pueden tener juntas con las maestras también. Van a tener lo que se llama office hours y eso significa que pueden juntar con las maestras y tener tiempo con ellos para practicar y hablar acerca de preguntas y cómo ayudar a estudiantes, todo eso, ¿ok? Con eso, se me parece que vamos a juntar el lunes y si tienen preguntas de eso, soy aquí a su orden como siempre, ¿ok? With that, I will adjourn the meeting today. Of course, any questions you have, any needs you have, I'm here for you. Just let me know. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll talk to you all soon. Hope you have a
Thank
wonderful day.
you.
Of course. Adios.
Bye.
Bye.